The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you by Flow.
Tonight, more restrictions are being imposed as government seeks to stem the latest COVID-19 surge. With the Americas amounting for a third of global COVID-19 cases, PAHO's director urges an uptick in vaccines. And teachers prepare for students to return to distributed learning come the 13th of September. That and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Friday, the 3rd of September 2021. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Government has adjusted the COVID-19 protocols as it seeks to reduce and contain the spread of COVID-19. On Thursday, the Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Moses Jabatis, announced new protocols that will guide the country from Friday, the 3rd of September to Tuesday, the 14th of September. The recommendations were made after dialogue with the command center.
Suspension of sale and disposal of intoxicating liquor at bars, rum shops and restaurants. 2. Sale and disposal of intoxicating liquor from a supermarket, gas station or wholesaler with a valid liquor license will be permitted. No consumption of intoxicating liquor will be permitted on licensed premises. 3. Suspension of dine-in services at restaurants and food establishments. Take-away or grab-and-go and delivery services will be permitted.
Public health data and indicators suggest strongly that public transportation, social activities, including activities at entertainment establishments and bars, are feeding the spread of COVID-19. The measures are intended to curb that spread.
Recreational social activities at hotels will be permitted on property during curfew hours, provided that such activities take place on property. Water sports and other water-related activities such as boat rides, skiing, etc. must be suspended during the 24-hour weekend curfew from Saturday 4 p.m. to Monday 4 a.m. 5. The above measures, along with the other current protocols, meaning curfew hours and other restrictions, shall remain in effect for the period commencing Friday, September 3rd until Tuesday, September 14th, 2021.
The Health Ministry continues to appeal to the public to take personal responsibility to safeguard health and well-being of their family and community. With nearly a third of all COVID-19 deaths worldwide reported in our region, the director of the Pan American Health Organization says that countries need to think fast to accelerate vaccine coverage. Dr. Carissa Etienne is calling for greater availability of COVID-19 vaccines in the Americas as the pandemic continues to affect the region disproportionately.
Over the last week, the Americas has recorded over 1.6 million new COVID-19 cases and just under 22,000 COVID-related deaths. COVID infections are surging in North America, where hospitalization rates among young people and adults under 50 years are higher today than at any point in the pandemic. St. Lucia and Puerto Rico are reporting high rates of new infections, while Jamaica is seeing its highest ever COVID deaths as its hospitals reach full capacity. But despite these alarming statistics, PAHO's director, Dr. Carissa Etienne, says vaccination remains too low.
When you look across the regions of the world, the Americas remain disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. We are home to 4 of the top 10 countries with the highest number of cumulative cases, and nearly a third of all COVID deaths have been reported in the region. Despite this disproportionate impact, 3/4 of people in Latin America and the Caribbean have not been fully immunized. And for many, vaccines remain months away.
Dr. Etienne laments that while countries in the region have begun administering COVID-19 vaccines, immunizations are following the 4th line of inequality that have long divided the region.
In countries that were able to secure deals with manufacturers, vaccination campaigns have been steady, and coverage continues to climb. More than 60% of people have been fully vaccinated in Canada, Chile, and Uruguay, and over half of the US population has received the full course of vaccination. But unfortunately, countries with high coverage are the exception in our region.
More than a third of countries in the region are yet to vaccinate at least 20% of their populations, and in some countries, much lower. Coverage is in the single digits in Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Students are on schedule to return to school on the 13th of September, albeit through distributed learning. The acting chief education officer, Cyrus Sipal, spoke on the preparations on Friday.
As the student population anxiously awaits the physical return to the classroom, they will have to contend with online learning a little while longer. On Friday, the acting chief education officer announced that plans are afoot to begin distributed learning as teachers and administrative staff prepare over the next few days. Cyrus Sipal says that teachers are working assiduously to give students the best possible education that they can.
We realize since it is not just simply virtual learning, but it is distributed learning. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done. The teachers have to prepare some packages for children who may not have access to the online learning. And also, together with that, they have to prepare now the platforms which they're going to use to reach the children. So the distributed learning approach, it is one where, yes, we are using it, and yes, it is effective based on what we have available to us, but then it takes a lot of preparation from the teachers. And I have to commend the teachers. Let me say, teachers and principals, education officers, we commend you because we know it is hard work. We know it is determination. We know we have not been able to provide everybody with the device that they need, but yet still you have teachers who are using their personal device, who go to the school to access the device that we have there, and they make it happen.
He says the goal is to ensure that education is distributed equitably to every student.
We don't want to deprive anybody the opportunity for their learning experience. So that's why the distributed learning approach is so crucial. So if you might have a few children who are living in a remote area and they do not have the access, or if they have the access, they do not have the connectivity. So we have now provided the packages for them that the parents can collect at designated points, and the children can also get some form of instruction going. And by the time we were to get back face to face, and we are hoping that it will be soon, as I said, we are waiting on the CMO and then cabinet to make that final decision when we would have consulted with everybody. But then, as I said, we are looking forward to meeting face to face with the children.
Education has been disrupted since the start of the pandemic back in March of 2020. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Sipal is thankful to Cabinet for allowing the early childhood sector to return to face-to-face instruction on the 6th of September. He's calling on administrators to strictly adhere to the COVID-19 protocols so that institutions can remain open. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the local government minister takes a jab at the outgoing mayor as plans are unveiled to revamp the CCC. Parents are being cautioned to think critically before offering COVID-19 vaccines to their children, and the Commerce Minister addresses rumors of shortages of a commodity. That and more after the break.
The first segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News was brought to you by Flow.